if you keep heading, the first concept now we are going to study is objects and images. Objects and images. So now, what we used to object, what we used to call it as object, what we used to call image, now we will see. So if it comes to here, in the study of light, always we will use the terms called as object as well as the terms called as image. Now if it comes to here, object. So object means, which is having a special meaning, means in the sense of any kind of thing, anything which will give out light, means which will gives out light rays, or it may be reflected the light rays, then that is called as object. So object means anything which may be gives light, which may be gives light, or maybe water, or maybe gives light. This may be what? Which will produce the light, or it may be reflected, or maybe reflected the light, then that one is called as object. So if we take, suppose, a bulb. Bulb is what? A bulb is a source of light which will produce the light. Like if we take candle, produce the light. Like that if we take a pinhead, or else an arrow, our face, or these all are tree. All are the examples of what? These are examples of reflected light. So if we consider this, it may be need to gives out light in the form of own or maybe reflected, then that is only called as object. So these all are the examples of object. If we take bulb, sun, understanding, candle, pinhead, arrow, our face, everything, tree, all are examples of understanding. They are the objects from physics point of view, because either they are releasing the light or they are reflecting the light. So now, but while you are drawing the images in the physics ray diagrams, we cannot draw man means man, tree means tree, candle means candle, bulb means bulb, like that. So that is why to draw the ray diagram, these objects can be of two types. One is a very small objects, the objects which is having very small objects. So that objects is called as point objects. You should remember that object, what we should call point objects, means objects which are present in very small is called as point objects. So in drawing the ray diagrams for the formation of images, understand, we will use either this point objects called as small objects, as well as either we will use large objects. Large objects is called as extended objects. What we should call? Extended objects. Depend upon our needy in our ray diagrams. When you are drawing the ray diagram, we will draw now today. That is why I said you to take the pencil and draw. So these objects all are classified into two types. One is point objects and next one is extended objects, also known as small objects or large objects. Now, depend upon according to our convenience, we can use this one, anything in our ray diagrams. But you should remember here, in ray diagrams, the point objects are represented by a dot. So in our ray diagrams, always the point objects is represented by a dot. Just will represent this is indicating the, understand, this is a symbol of point objects, and the extended objects are represented by drawing a arrow. This is the symbol of extended objects, represented by drawing an arrow pointing upwards. That must be drawing an arrow pointing upwards. You may remember in a school class, I have taught spherical mirrors, images formed by spherical mirrors and all. So everywhere I have drawn the object like this. Have you noticed it or not? Yes or no?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Meaning of extended object. Remember, extended object is always represented an arrow which is pointing towards to which direction? Towards to upward
direction.
That is called as object. So we have two objects in our physics for drawing the ray diagrams. One is point objects, which is represented as a dot, and another one is extended object, which is represented as a upward arrow. Understand? So that is only known as object. it maybe need to produce its own light or may be reflected by it, then that is called as object. Now let us comes to the next one, image. What we used to call as image means, understanding in physics, according to the physics, image is an optical appearance, means in the sense of it's like an illusion which has been produced by either the mirrors or maybe the next part of this chapter, lenses. It is just an optical appearance which is produced, when it will produce, when light rays are coming from an object or reflected from a mirror. Understand? So the light rays which are coming from me will be reflected by the mirror or refracted through the lens. Then that optical appearance is only called as, illusion is only called as. So here I am using two words called as. Mirror means light will be reflected, then it will form the image. And lens means what? Refracted. What we used to call? Refracted. Understand? So both is called as image. The image isn't just, it's an optical appearance. Nothing is there. It's our illusion. Nothing is there. Optical appearance. Optical appearance. What is the meaning of optical? Optical means this mirror or lens is called as optical. Optics. We used to call it as, our lens is called as optics. Is it yes or no? Our lens or any kind of glass is called as optics. That is what that is. So the image, just this appearance of optics, that is why this is called as optical appearance. This optical appearance will be produced only when the light rays which is coming from me, I am a reflector, and source, suppose bulb source, if it will come, this light rays will go and will fall on these opticals like mirrors or maybe lenses. So depend upon the type, it may be reflected back or maybe refracted. That is only called as image. You understand or not? For example, those who are not understanding, for example, how many of you are looking to the mirror every day? Everybody is used to seeing the mirror. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
There is no person who is not seeing in the mirror. So if you are able to see in the mirror, what we can see now? If you stand in front of the mirror, what we can see in the mirror?
Our face, sir.
Our face. That is, we see our face. So what we see in the mirror is actually is what? It is a reflection of our face. Is it yes or no? It is
Yes,
not
sir.
the image. It is the reflection. If you will stand, if you will close one eye, there also one eye will close. If I will close these two eyes, close two eyes. If I will raise one hand, there also it will raise one hand. So that is what? It is actually a reflection of our face, and that is only called as, what we should call image. Image of our face. Is it correct or not? Image
Yes,
of
sir.
our face. So that is, that reflection of our body, our face is only called as image. So when we look into a mirror, understanding, we see the image of our face in it, that image is only called as, the reflection is only called as image. That's all. So if we'll take, suppose, understanding. So here, who is the object? If you're standing in front of the mirror, who is the object? You tell me. Who is
We
the
are
object?
the objects, sir.
Our face is the object.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Our face is the object.
Yes, sir.
And what we see in the mirror, that is called as what?
Image.
Image.
That's all.
Image formed.
Understand? Now, the image of our face appears to be situated in front of you or behind the mirror. Have you noticed it?
In
Always
front of
in
us.
front of or behind the mirror?
In front, sir. In front of us.
That you should remember. So all in front of you now. Sorry. Is it in front of you, mirror?
Yes, if we stand in front of that,
You
we can
stand in
see
front
that
of the mirror, then your image is, you will see either in front of the mirror or behind the mirror.
in mirror we can see, sir.
Mirror we can see inside only, correct? We can see the image.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But behind the mirror, correct?
Yes, sir.
That is. So the image of our face appears to be situated behind the mirror. Understanding? But have you noticed it? While watching a movie in the cinema hall, we see the images of actors and actresses of cinema on cinema screen. That is what? In front of you or behind you?
Behind,
Behind,
sir.
sir.
Behind, sir.
Cinema hall, amma, cinema hall. Cinema hall you are seeing in front of you or behind you? On the screen, on the screen. Is it in front of you or behind you?
In front, sir. In front of
sir.
us.
Ma,
In
in front of
front
us only screen will display, correct? Amma? Then how you are seeing the movie if it is black? How you can watch the movie if it is back of you? Understand?
Sir, but from back only they will display that now, sir.
It is displayed. That is what? That is having difference. Again, the types of images we will study. But I am saying you, if we will stand in front of the mirror, we will see our image behind the mirror. As well as while watching a movie in the cinema hall, we see the images of actor and actress on the cinema screen. But here you observe, an image is formed when the light rays coming from an object meet. They appears to be meet. You may see that already I have taught in reflection of light by the mirrors. Understanding, when they will meet two light rays, when they will meet at a point, then only we can say that it is forming the image. Is it yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, the minimum number of light rays required to form a image is, understanding, 2. They may be reflected. The refracted light rays may meet, or maybe we can extend them in a backward direction. There, wherever they are meeting, there we will form the image. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you
Yes,
remember,
sir.
whenever the image need to form, then the minimum light rays, understanding, when the light rays coming from an object, they must appears to be meet at a point. Understanding, after reflection from a mirror, then only we can say that there the image will be forming. So with a single light ray, we cannot form the images. So this is only known as image. Image is just optical appearance which is produced by when light rays are coming from an object are reflected or maybe refracted. That is only called as image. Now these images are two types. What is that images? You may already know that. These images are again classifying into two types. What is that?
Real images, virtual images.
Real images and
Virtual images.
real images and
Virtual images, sir.
virtual images. Understanding? Remember, real images and virtual images. So that is, images are classifying into two types again. One is real images and another one is virtual images. So, okay. So before going to the topic, first you should write the definition of object and definition of image. Please, all of you write now object and image. Object and image. Right. You understand or not? What is object? What is image?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right now, object. What is object, Ra?
Anything which gives light or may reflect the
What
light
is
is called
object?
object. I have a doubt.
Yes. Ask me, Ashika. Right. Objects. Anything which gives out. Anything. Ask me, Ashika. Huh? What? What? You send me in chat. Your voice is not clear. Right. Objects. Anything which gives out light rays, gives out light rays,
That can you say from first, sir?
yeah, anything which gives out light rays, either its own or reflected by it, either its own or reflected by it, is called an object. I will say you, Ashika, you don't worry now.
Sir, either it's
I will say you once again same the thing. Don't worry, Ashika. Anything which gives out light rays, either its own or reflected by it, is called an object. Is called an object. Full stop. So these objects are how many types, Ra? These objects are 2 types. What is that? One is point objects. Objects are 2 types.
Point object
Extended
and
object. Extended
Next one is
object.
extended object.
extended objects.
Extended object.
Yeah. Point objects. Next one is extended object. So point objects we used to represent with what? Point objects is represented
Dot.
with
Dot.
dot. Understand? Dot. And the extended objects is represented by an upward arrow.
Upward arrow.
That's an arrow which is direction towards to the upwards. That is. Do it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next. Object is over. Next, what is that? Ra? Image.
Sir, sir, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
Ah, okay, okay. Image.
Images.
Yes. Image. Image is an optical appearance. Image is an optical appearance. Image is an optical appearance produced. Image is an optical appearance produced when light rays. Pranita, are you understanding, Pranita? When light
Yes,
rays produced, when light rays coming from an object, when light rays coming from an object, or reflected from a mirror, 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 or refracted through a lens. Refracted through a lens. Through a lens. That's all. Refracted through a lens. That's all. Now,
Sir, can you teach the objects 2 types again, sir?
object 2 types. Objects are called
Yes.
small objects and larger objects. Small objects is known as point objects. So point objects we will consider as a dot. That's all. Like that, if you take extended objects, suppose you take me. If you want to draw my image, you cannot take me as my hands, neck, nose, that all. So that you consider as me like a extended object. That is the arrow which is indicating upward direction. That's all. Understand? One more thing. That is.
Yes,
So-
sir, understood, sir.
Yeah. Image is an what? Image is an optical appearance produced when light rays coming from an object are maybe reflected from a mirror or refracted through a lens. Now, based upon the mirror and lens, understand, depend upon the condition. So these images are classifying into 2 types. So what is that images 2 types? One is what? Virtual image.
Real
Visual and clear
Virtual
image.
image. And the next one is what? Real image. Real image.
Real image.
Note it down. One is virtual image. Well, images are 2 types. One is what? Virtual image, and the next one is real image. One is virtual image, next one is real image. Shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think you in our homes, you all, most of you people are having small mirror. Is it yes or no? Please take that mirror. I'm giving you time. You take that mirror and keep it with you aside. Keep it with you, all of you. Go and bring. If it is not with you, just go and bring and keep it with you. We have used now. Everybody must, you have to do it. The scale, pencil, everything you have to take it. Now, let us come to here. What is our concept now? Real and
Real and virtual image. Virtual image.
Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, observe very carefully. You all people used to like take selfies. Understanding? Optical appearance, Ashika. Optical appearance means with the image which has been illusion shown by the mirror or lens is called as optical appearance. The appearance which has been seen by, which has been shown by mirror or lens is called as optical appearance. Understand, Ashika? Optical means that mirror or lens. Understanding? Appearance means which will show to us. That is. Okay. So now, have you bought the mirrors? Small mirrors.
Not trying, sir.
Yeah, everybody try to bring it and keep it with you. No issues. Shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if it comes to the real images and as well as if you'll observe virtual images, real images and virtual images. So what is the main difference means? Remember, both actually images only as we know that. But what is real images? What is virtual images means? Real images means, remember, suppose if you go to the theater or else everybody, you people are having a mobile phone. Suppose if you take the picture today, I have taken a selfie or somebody has captured my picture. Is it possible to see only at that moment? Can you able to see tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 5 years, after 10 years,
Yes.
after 30 years also?
Photo means we can see, sir.
Photo, that is what photo? If you are taking
Yes,
the
sir,
phone,
we
if
can
you are taking the phone, now, if you capture, if you click the capture button, then that photo you can able to see even a long after time also. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you have shooted a short film or movie. Let me imagine your master movie only. Even still, it is going on master movie. Is it the master movie which you are watching in the screen? Is it possible to see only once or whenever you want, you can watch again?
Whenever we want, we can watch.
Whenever we want, we can watch it again. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So that kind of images,
Sir?
remember, the images
Sir, I
which
can't
can be,
understand, sir.
what Ra?
Sir, I can't understand.
I'm saying, Pranita, suppose you have taken a selfie in our phone. Is it can you able to see that every time or only at that moment you can able to see? Again, is it not appears
Every
to you?
time we can see, sir.
You can able to see
every time
again
we
and
can
again. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Suppose some movie you have shooted. Is it can you able to replay again and again? Can you able to display the screen and you can watch it again and again? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you will click the phone, automatically in your screen you can watch it. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Like that one. Actually, movie is what? Movie is a mixture of like a thousands of picture is joined together, then only it will turns into a motion picture. That is only called as movie. So like that images, understand? So the images which can be understanding obtained on a screen, which is possible to project on a screen, are called as real images. Understand? Which we can able to display, on the screen is only called as real images. Understand? So for example, if we take, suppose in our phone only, everybody you have phone. Suppose you want to keep your picture on the screen. Understand? Now, I have looked into this camera. If you take the camera, see now I'm operating my phone. You can see. So this is my camera. I am keeping my now selfie mode. You may observe that I am keeping my selfie mode. You are able to see me? Selfie mode. Now I am able to see my picture like this now. But I want to see the same picture again and again and again. Then what I should do? I need to capture it. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And if I want to keep it as my screen, means my screensaver, if I want to see is keep it as a desktop, understanding, then what I should do? I should capture it, then only it will be fixed to my screen. Is it yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Like that images, if I'll capture now, then what will happen? This image I can see again and again. You can see that. My image I can see again and again and again I can able to see. So these kind of images is only called as real images. Now, if you'll see, now I am seeing, you can take your phone. Now you are seeing my screen. All of you observe. You are seeing my screen and my screen you are able to see. Now, if I'll go aside, can you able to see my face now on my screen? Now you are able to see my screen. Can you able to see me? Just you can see that my view is visible to you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes. Now if I'll go aside, can you able to see my face there?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Like that images is called as virtual images. What we should call?
Virtual image.
Virtual images. You people understand or not? Suppose you people are all having mirror now. You have a mirror or not?
No, sir.
I told you to buy the mirror, correct? Have you bought the mirror?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
just you take the
Yes,
mirror and
sir.
look into your mirror. Just to look into the mirror. Can you able to see your image?
Yes, sir.
Can you able to see or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now just you remove your face from the mirror. Just keep the mirror same position, but you move aside. Can you able to see your image in that?
No, sir.
No. So because
No,
why?
sir.
Because why? Only
Virtual image.
stand in front of the mirror, you can able to see your image. If you move away from it, we cannot able to see that image again. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like that images are called as virtual images. What we should call? Virtual.
Virtual images.
So the images which is not possible to project on screen. Project on screen. Not possible to project on screen is called as virtual images. The images which is possible to project on screen or which is possible to obtain on screen is only called as what we should call real images. You understand or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Real images. In cinema halls, we see the images of actors or actors on the screen. So that all the images what? Is it they are coming and acting immediately there or it is recorded before? Nobody is responding. Is it, suppose you are watching now master movie, is it Vijay are coming and acting in front of you or it is already recorded?
Recorded before, sir.
It is already recorded before, just it is
recorded.
You may see that
It is already
in the
recorded.
theater, some light is coming from the backward direction. Have you noticed it? From operating room to it will come and project on the screen.
Yes, sir.
That is.
Yes.
Like that images is called as understanding. What we should call real images. So example of this real images is the cinema halls, whatever the images we are seeing and whatever the images which you are capturing in your phone, these all are called as real images. So actually these real images are formed. When these real images will form means the real images is formed when light rays coming from an object actually meet at a point after reflection from a mirror. Understand? Means the reflected light rays will come out. Yes or no? So if you take the mirror, for example, if you take the mirror, we have a mirror. Normal plane mirror is not. Concave mirror we have. You have studied the concave mirror. Yes or no? School class I have taught you. Now you have not studied, but I am saying you. So if you take any kind of mirror, plane mirror cannot form real image. That you should remember. So if you take a concave mirror, so if you observe here, if you place the object behind the focus, then the light rays will meet. The light rays will meet here somewhere. Have you noticed it? I have taught you or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
like this, the reflected light rays will meet at somewhere. So then that is the image of the object. That image is called as real image. Always you remember, real images can be formed on a screen. Understanding? Because of light rays actually passes through the real image and they will meet here. They are coming from an object actually meet at a particular point after reflection. That is only called as real image. Suppose these light rays are not meeting after reflection, then if you extend them in a backward direction, they will meet somewhere. Understanding? So that is only called as what we should call virtual image. What we should call virtual image. Reflected light rays will meet, then they will form the real image. If they are not meeting, then they will form the virtual image. They will form the virtual image. You understand?
Sir, where can we find virtual images? Sir?
Virtual images behind the mirrors will form. Understand? And the real images will form in front of the mirrors. Okay? Mirrors means not
The virtual image, so the only example is plain mirrors.
plain mirror. Because plain mirror always will form virtual image. Plain mirror always will form virtual image. Because It will
Is
not.
there any other example, sir?
Any
For
other
a
example?
virtual image?
Convex mirror. Convex mirror. Convex mirror is complete example of virtual images. Understand?
Okay, sir.
So,
Okay, sir.
real images means the images which can be obtained on a screen are called as real images, and the images which cannot be obtained on a screen is called virtual image. So that is why virtual image we can call it as a illusion. Just is a illusion. If you move away from it, again your image will be disappear. If you come here, again in front of the mirror, your image will be appears. That is why virtual image is called as just illusion. It is an illusion of our mind. Understand, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now, these virtual images are formed when light rays coming from an object only appears to meet at a point when they will produce backward direction. Reflected light rays cannot meet, so that we'll extend them in a backward direction. So there they will meet at some point. So that is only called as image of an object. Which image, Ra? Virtual image. What we should call?
Virtual image.
Virtual image.
Virtual
Once I will
image.
start types of mirror, spherical mirrors, you people can understand more easy. But if you'll observe what I am saying, plane mirrors, understanding. Today we are going to study that is only more. So plane mirrors, if you'll observe. So plane mirrors only will form what? Plane mirror is only form what?
Virtual images.
Only
Virtual image.
form
Virtual images.
So there is no plane mirror which will form a real image. Only the images formed by the plane mirror is always virtual image. Virtual image. You
Image.
understand, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now, right, what is virtual and real image? You write. Later we'll go for the images formed by the plane mirrors. We have to draw also. Keep the mirror with you only, please, kindly. Right. Real images. The image which can be obtained on a screen, Dina, you understand, Dina, Pranav? Nitish? Okay. The image which can be obtained on a screen, screen is called a real image. The image which can be obtained on a screen is called a real image. Example. The images of actors and actresses on the screen. The images of actors and actresses on the screen, formed on a cinema hall, is an example of real images. Next, virtual image. The image which cannot be obtained on a screen, is called virtual image. The image which cannot be obtained on a screen is called a virtual image. Full stop. Virtual images can be seen only by looking into a mirror. Plane mirror or a lens. Also. Few lens will form virtual image always. That is. Next. Virtual image is just an illusion. Till here, any doubt? Anybody? You just ask me, please. Is it having any doubt? Now
No,
onwards
sir.
you remember, because now onwards we are going to start the ray diagrams. So efficiency must be there. Whenever you are forming the real image, remember, whenever you are forming the real image, the reflected or refracted light rays must be represented with the solid lines. Solid lines. So whenever you are forming the real image, then that light rays lines is represented with the solid lines. Remember, suppose if it is forming virtual image, then that lines is represented with the dotted lines. Kindly you should remember. The difference should be remembered. So whenever I am drawing the dotted lines, then it is indicating what? Virtual. Understand? Whenever I am drawing the solid lines, it is indicating real. As well as you remember, if it is a real object should be drawn like this, like a thick object. Understanding? So image. If it is a real image, definitely it will be inverted, so that image should be drawn like this. If it is a virtual image, then you should not draw with the solid lines. We have to draw with the dotted lines.
Dotted lines.
This is the image, a virtual image. Virtual image should be represented with the dotted lines. Real image should be represented with a solid line. That you have to remember. Just we are going to study now the formation of images. That is the reason. Okay. So if you understand this, then you can go for the concept called as formation of image in a plane mirror. All of you keep heading and first listen, later you will draw. Formation of
Real image, the arrow should be every time pointing downwards. Sir.
Downwards, definitely. If it is a real image,
So formation of what, sir?
formation of image will be always inverted. You will understand that. No issues. While you are drawing, you will understand. But you remember,
No, sir.
real image means solid line. Virtual image means dotted line. That's all. Okay, ma? Dotted
So
line?
formation of.
Formation of real image always represented by a solid line.
Sir, not that, sir. I am asking the heading, sir.
Heading. Formation of image in a plane mirror. Formation of images. Formation of image in a plane mirror. In a plane mirror. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it comes to here, first you listen, all of you. You have a mirror. Everybody just remember. So consider a small object O. So a small object always we used to represent what? Small object, how will represent? Small object, how will represent?
Dot.
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 Understanding. That is. First listen how we will draw. Same way you should